Blessed be. Today is July 7th, and it is Comic Sans Day, an appreciation holiday for a font that can get mocked an awful lot. It's definitely not taken serious, and not a lot of legal documentations, are going to pick Comic Sans, as the font. But I will say there is a water tower here in Indiana. So for Gas City, their water tower actually has Gas City written in Comic Sans. Don't really know the origin behind that, if it's associated with like Jim Davis or something, but somebody did something with it. So happy Comic Sans to the water tower. This week at work, I did my weekly review today, answering the questions, what got done. I like to have appreciation for all the small tasks that I do throughout the week. I try to capture them on my daily tracker, as I do random things like this is tomorrow. Nothing's written on it because, I haven't really planned for what's coming up, but it gives me a place to capture the things that I didn't plan. So then here, when I do my review, I can see those little accomplishments and give them their due praise. It's also a place for me to go through. The next question is, what did not get done? Because there are things that you put on your to-do list that keep getting pushed back. So it's a brief moment for me to figure out what got pushed back and why. It's a two-part question. What didn't get done and why not? So some things I just don't feel are important. Or maybe I lack a resource. Perhaps I'm waiting on someone else. But it's that moment to really reflect on that. And space then kind of transfers down to the next question, what needs to get done. So things that didn't get done often get pushed to that list. And then I also ask the question, is there anything I should stop doing? So looking back on the week, is there just any kind of moment that I can reflect on that kind of I wish I'd done different? Perhaps. So that can lead to some really interesting personal introspective thoughts. Cover more of that later, some other day. Then I have the question, what did I learn this week? And what can I do with that information? This week's answer was interesting because I have been visiting somebody's business, but yet they keep moving. And I wasn't sure. It's like, do I keep following them? I mean, I do like the service well enough, but is this kind of instability on their half a problem for me utilizing them for business? It doesn't affect the way they provide me service. But it's almost like, how hung up am I on that kind of uncertainty that they're going through? Figuring out the business acumen of the field they're in. They're trying to do their own thing and trying to get their feet planted somewhere. And they just haven't planted yet. So, asking this kind of question really got me to reflect on the fact that I did kind of question not to continue following them as they relocate locations. But I was like, that's not fair to them. Because this little bit of uncertainty about location doesn't affect what they do. So I think I will continue to follow this person to keep retaining services from them because They're good at what they do, and that's what matters. But just a weird way to reflect on the week and evaluate how I was processing them having that experience. So, yeah, that was my weekly review. But then at work, I have been working on doing a takeoff from, so you got the field drawing, and they put in little symbols for things for the building system. And then you've got the bill of materials. And so you have to check, did the right amount of things get sold? Have the 18 devices that have been sold on the estimate, are they on the drawing? And of those devices, because the bill of materials is a lot longer because there's accessory pieces, and you've got to put those together appropriately too. So a lot of the data management. So I've got to go, like smoke detectors. Like your smoke detector is a smoke detector itself. They're the same. But every smoke detector has to go on a base. Now, a base can vary on the same job because the bases can do different things. They can detect CO2 in certain places where you might have gas. So if you have 100 smoke detectors, you might have 90 regular bases and then 10 alternative bases for different locations throughout the building. So my job is to recheck the counts of all the things and their pieces and make sure they're all put together. So for me, it's using Excel, the bill of materials comes to me in an Excel file, and I make a copy, and then I start butchering it. It's a bill of materials. They sell things that aren't even parts. Things such as labor or tool rental, like I can delete those lines. They don't affect the drawing and the parts. But then I get to start going through and then color coding things, switching things around, conditional formatting, just to find all the little pieces and make sure the numbers add up. It's tedious, but again, it's fun because it's a puzzle. So here's this little symbol. So this little symbol, what part number is that? Could be any of these. I bet it's that one, because now you're starting to play numbers that are close to each other, and that can get you started. And then from there, what about the associated pieces, accessories, yada yada, and just see what I can do to put it all together and track my numbers. Go from there. If you'd like to hear more entries into the Cat Witch's Grimoire, don't forget to hit subscribe. And until next time, merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again.